Hey guys, it's Jordan again. How you doing? So this is video 2. I thought maybe I would go on to show how we have some of the connections hooked up. The first video I did was just a big grand tour of the studio, showed you the keyboard and the guitars and the bass guitars and the drums and all that. So now I'm going to show you how we have all that connected to the studio. Like I said in my previous video, that everything down here is already connected to these loudspeakers right here. So, but also it's connected to the studio, which we're going to concentrate more on. So anyway, the biggest thing is the drum set, okay? We have, I want to say 12 or 13, I can't remember, microphones hooked up this thing. So it starts with this, okay? This is how it works. Let's start with the kick drum. Kick drums use a channel 1. Kick drum, I have a actual drum mic, a kick drum mic inside the kick drum to get the inside captured, and we have a microphone sitting outside as well to get the outside sound, and you blend those together and it makes the kick drum sound really good when you mix them together. Next you would have the snare drum. We just have a SM57 on top pointing toward the center of the snare, and we have just a generic mic sitting on the bottom to catch the bottom snares. And again, you mix those two together to get your awesome snare sound you want. And next we have the hi-hat. The hi-hat has just like this MXL pencil mic facing toward it to capture the hi-hat. And then next you would have the toms. We have these clip-on Sennheisers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toms, but we only had 3, I think, of these clip-on tom mics. So, oh, we had 4. Okay, so, and then the last tom right there is just a regular microphone. You can kind of see it peeking out there, but it picks up really good and it sounds decent. And yeah, they're not professional microphones, you know, most of them ain't. But you know what? You deal with what you got. And just because we got 12 microphones hooked to everything doesn't mean you have to do all that. There are plenty of videos out there that show how you record drums with 3 mics or 2 microphones or 1 microphone. It's pretty cool, and they actually sound absolutely amazing. And sometimes in a scenario, less is better. Sometimes we have found in some recordings that if I put a kick drum mic and 2 overheads, it sounds better than 13 microphones together. But anyway, I also have 2 overhead mics to capture the cymbals. There's one right there, and the other one's missing because it is in the control room. We're using it also as a vocal booth. A vocal microphone. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all of those obviously have these microphone cables coming out of them, and they go into this old school snake right here, okay? And there are 16 inputs, or 16 holes right there, okay? 16. All right, so I can plug 16 things into there. And that soundboard that I got in there is 32 channel. So, but the first 16 are going to be these things. So that's where those are all plugged into, like 12 drum microphones. 2 of them are coming from the keyboard right there. They're just coming out of the back of the keyboard into here. And also this bass guitar rig right here. In the very back of it, it has a direct output microphone cable. If you didn't have that, you could put a microphone in front of it. But anyway, you would run that into the snake as well. Into there. And I believe we have, I think that's all we have. But also, if you're not familiar with how this stuff works, there, like I said, there are 16 inputs, but there are also, hopefully you can see, it's a mess down here. Whoop, right there at the bottom of the snake, there's 4 1/4-inch outputs, okay? And those outputs are like headphones. That's what we use for headphones. They usually call those returns. Sorry, they call those returns. There's 4 of them. So saying that, I could put some headphone extensions, and I got one set of headphones sitting back here for the drums, another one sitting by the piano, another sitting by the guitars, and another one sitting by the bass guitar rig. And from my soundboard, I can control all 4 of those headphones so everybody can hear what they want to hear. So anyway, that's 16 inputs right there. And the reason I wanted to show this is because out of this snake is this big fat cable right here. And there's all 16 wires are in this fat cable. And they're ran up through the ceiling and into the control room. I'll show you the other end of it. However, what I wanted to mention is this is the old school cheap way of doing it. My friends from Sweetwater have an actual PreSonus stage box that goes to or with the PreSonus Live Studio soundboard that I have, okay? And they call that a PreSonus ecosystem. And what that does is their digital stage box. You can get a 24 channel, 16 channel like that, or a 32 channel. And instead of 16 wires running to your studio, everything plugs into there, and you have one Ethernet cable that can run up to like 64 channels through your ceiling or your front of house, your church, or whatever you got going on. One Ethernet cable. That's pretty amazing. But those boxes are kind of pricey, so haven't got that far yet. But we're using the old school snake. Works great. So anyway, like I said, it's run through the ceiling. And here is the other side. We're going to go into the control room that you've seen on the tour in the last video. Here we go. There's that fat cable right there, the other end of it, coming out of the ceiling and down. And there's my soundboard that it's all plugged into, okay? Let me show you the back of it here. There, you see all these color-coded cables? That is those 16, the other end of those 16 cables. And they're plugged into 1 through 16. And they're all numbered, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all black. 6 through 10's like red. And then there's yellow, and then there's white. They're all color-coded and pretty, but so I got all these wires hanging out of the back of this. And like I said, if you had the PreSonus stage box, it would be one Ethernet cable plugged into there that would accept like up to 64 channels. So that is how that works. And wanted to show you all that. So thank you so much. And I'll tell you what, I'll probably tag a drum video on the end of this to show you what the drums sound like with all those microphones. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.